People are all the time talking about reform the government and do this and do that, and there needs to be a viable third party, and the Republicans are this and the Democrats are that, and why there's only two viable parties in the U.S. is beyond me. But the thing is this: the whole system that they have it built on cannot be reformed. There is no reformation for the way the US is now without the United States Constitution being nullified. Because the whole system is built on white supremacy. Forget about racism. White supremacy, y'all. Those are the key words you need to remember. White supremacy. And today we're seeing it more than ever in the US. That's what's going on. I'm not even in the US, and I cannot help but be conscious and aware of what is going on there. The only way things are going to change, everybody who's in a position of political power, who has been elected, so called elected to office, got to go. Especially if you've served more than one term. Gone. Everybody go. We got to start over. If we're going to start over, that's where the starting over needs to begin. That includes the Supreme Court of the United States, all gone. All gone. If you're white, male, or female over 65 and you're in a position of a political power, gone. Gone. We cannot reform a system if it's got any of that old blood that's been in their position, their political position for decades, years, and decades. No, no, no. They keeping things the same. They're keeping the status quo the same exact way. So those people got to go. The people who need to be put in power are more younger generations, more people of color, and I mean black people too, because and if everybody would just unite under the fact that black and people that's non-white are all in one group, that would be a majority. But no, everybody want to be white adjacent. Everybody want to be white, no matter what. That's why the system of white supremacy has to come down. And I had posed a question on, and I know somebody gonna talk some shit, but that's okay. I get to say it. What if wealth and power and privilege was based on the amount of melanin in your skin? Just a thought. So yeah, everybody who's currently in a political position would have to go. That's just a start. In reading The Stand, one of Stephen King's epic sagas, that's one of the things that comes up several times in the story. If whether or not they're gonna keep doing things the same old way it had been done. In watching the movie The Last Days of American Crime, I believe soon after the movie begins, there's a sign in the background that reads the U.S. Constitution has been nullified, or it's no longer in, how do you say, being enforced. Definitely. Well, you could say that for now, 2026. U.S. Constitution don't mean jack. It's just some flowery words on parchment. It was once described as a living document. How can that be? How is that possible? They have sold the whole world a pile of malarkey for 250 years. As far as I'm concerned, it's all a failed experiment. And the proof is in the pudding. I don't have to try to dredge up no data. I don't have to try to make stuff up. I don't have to lie. You can see what's going on. You want to call this a success? You can call it what you want. But I say it's a monumental colossal, gigantuan failure, a failed experiment. And I don't think it's ever going to be righted again. And I think we're soon headed for another war. I believe it will be between China. That's just what I could see from where I sit. And I'm looking at things, I'm listening, I'm reading. I know what's going on, and I'm not one of those people that just look at mainstream media and believe everything they have to say. I must say though, the one reason I do watch mainstream media is to see what they are not talking about. And there's a lot of stuff they're not talking about. You can believe that. But people like to believe mainstream media and Good Morning America and CNN and every talk show you can think of. And to me, talk shows are just there to keep people feeling good, to make them maybe forget about what's really going on. And here you watch this show, oh, things are not so bad. The audience, the host comes out and she greets the audience, and the audience, they be sitting there clapping like that. And she be walking around with her pretty dress on, and she's always smiling. Oh, isn't everything great? I don't watch talk shows. I do not watch talk shows. I have never been big on talk shows. For one thing, I hate it when people are it's a talk show, but you got five people trying to talk at the same time. No. Mm-mm. It's just something about that just really gets on my nerve, and I can't tolerate it. If you're gonna have a interview with somebody, if it's one on one, then that's different because people give will give their guests a chance to speak. But all them talk shows where they sitting in a circle around the table and everybody screaming and hollering, and this one mad about that, and that one upset about this, and this one know what she's saying is true, and y'all just need to go and get it together and fall in line, and always telling people what they need to do. Like Middle Nation said, this ain't no democracy, and you are delusional beyond repair if you think that it is. I've been around long enough to know. I've read enough, heard enough, seen enough to know. And let me tell you, it's been worse than it's ever been in my life. And I'm a senior citizen. Worse than it's ever been in my life. And it doesn't seem like it's going to get better. Not by a mile. Not by a mile. Not the way people crashing out about food online, food and gas. Food and gas is the two things that's driving them nuts. Food and gas. But people need to dig deep and try to think of ways to save money. Think of ways to not spend money. Think of ways to be frugal. But people have become comfortable with the conveniences that they have been afforded in the 21st century. People are spoiled. Can't stop ordering from Amazon. One hour delivery from Aldi and Costco and all of those places, and everybody just wants to be comfortable. In the meantime, Rome is burning, y'all. I can see from where I am, it's burning. It's on fire. It's just a matter of time. It's like, how long can things keep going on the way that they are? I watch lots of different videos because people are talking about things. Plus, there's people online telling personal stories. Of course, everybody has a story, but it's getting a story from different perspectives. So hats off to the people that's doing compilations on people crashing out behind people crashing out behind the astronomical prices of food and gas. It's like people are losing it, and you can see it. It's happening like right in front of your face. It's happening. Yeah, so it's pretty sad, but the one thing I have to say to people is don't give up. Don't give up. Never give up. But the sad part is so many people online that's carrying on and saying how they feel. They seem like they're on the verge of giving up. I mean, saying some really scary things like, if I don't wake up tomorrow, it's fine. stuff like that. So, and people working themselves to death is another thing that's happening. So people are kind of at their wits' end.